Now, this is a story of an amazingly beautiful young woman. She was training to be a pro football cheerleader, and she got a flu shot. She says that shot has destroyed her chances of happiness. We told you about her story last time. Now, Les Trent is with this woman for a first-hand look at what her life has become.
She's the beautiful cheerleader whose heartbreaking story is shocking the nation. 25-year-old Desiree Jennings showed me how she can't walk without twisting, jerky movements. But she walks backwards normally. Doctors say she has a rare 1 in a million neurological disorder that was triggered 10 days after she got a seasonal flu shot.
Started with me not being able to eat without passing out.
You couldn't eat without passing out?
I visited Desiree and her husband Brendan at their home in Ashburn, Virginia, to see what their daily life is like. She has to go up and down stairs backwards because something as simple as walking forward can be dangerous.
And here's the unusual part about the disorder. Take a look at this. Desiree can run just fine. It's only when she stops. You see, that's where the spasms start. Now you can walk backwards though, and it'll make it better, right?
Yeah.
She runs with a normal stride, and as I ran with her, she even spoke normally.
And now you can talk.
Yeah, it's weird. It fixes as soon as I start running.
I mean, you sound.
I know, it's great, isn't it?
You sound amazing. Oops. And then you stop, and that's what happens.
Desiree got a flu shot on August 23rd. 10 days later, she came down with what doctors have diagnosed as dystonia, a rare neurological disorder. Her jerking and twisting are the result of uncontrollable muscle contractions. There is no known cure.
Are y'all ready?
Yes.
This is home video of Desiree as a beautiful bride when she married Brendan 2 years ago. And this is a photo when she was training to be a cheerleader for the Washington Redskins. Doctors say what happened to Desiree should discourage people from getting flu shots. But here's what the woman who's on the wrong side of being 1 in a million says.
Running has to be a relief.
The only thing I have left.
The only thing you have left.
A lot of you guys is going backwards and not going forward. Remember Lot's wife, she looked backwards, she made a pillow of salt. You know, and it's only a forward motion, you know, and you have to be walking in the spirit, you know. And a lot of guys are not walking in the spirit, they're walking in the flesh, and they're going backwards. They want us to be like them and go backwards, you see, and be destroyed like them. But see, that's not gonna happen, you know. And that's heavy, man. That chick, you know, she was beautiful. She had her whole life going for her, and then, you know, boom, just out of nowhere, the Lord judged her. You see, we're in a time of judgment like this, you know, and you know, her whole life was just changed. You know, she can't even walk normal. You know, a lot of guys, you can't really walk normal with the Lord. You know, because you don't agree with the scriptures. You don't agree with the Lord. That's why you don't really walk with the Lord. You know, the only way you can walk is if you go backwards, or if you're running. You know, and that's like the angel of the Lord chasing you and persecuting you. You see, because of your wickedness. And this truth is more than just talking about, you know, Esau and, you know, vaccinations and all that shit that he's doing. It's actually more about talking about what the Lord is doing. And not many really do know what the Lord is really doing right now. He's doing a marvelous work. Shalom, all praises, glory, honor, and fear. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kadash. That belongs to elders and apostles, salutations to election. The true, real house of David, the Lord's closing this thing up, and those that are within are going to remain. And remain strong, remain with the Spirit on them. And you know, a lot of things is being revealed, and, you know, this world is passing away, and it's real demonic, and, you know, you might lose things, or, you know, basically not get promoted, or, you know, certain things might happen to you in this walk, especially in this time, but see, the Lord and the word is still going to remain in you. And that's what happened to a lot of guys. They've actually sold themselves short whereas they've gotten certain riches and certain gifts of this world and certain come-ups, but then the Spirit of the Lord departs from them, because the Lord, he doesn't dwell in malicious souls, and he doesn't dwell with the highly exalted and men that have high seats. And a lot of guys, they're part of the gross darkness of this world. You know, confused, not knowing, not having the answers, you know, not having Yahweh Shai, doting about questions and strifes. And this is Psalms 35:1. It says, plead my cause, O Lord, with them that strive with me, fight against them that fight against me. And this is a prayer for rescue from enemies. And the righteous hath many enemies. The righteous, the few out there. There's only few that remain that have the righteousness of Yahweh Shai. Because a lot of guys, they're going about to establish their own righteousness. You see, and we can see that. We notice that. Just like a virgin and a whore, they can't see eye to eye. They're absolute contrary. They're the farthest of extremes of different people. Just like in the truth, you have your whores and you have your virgins. Verse 2, take hold of shield and buckler and stand up for mine help. And the Lord, he's making a stand. And we're making a stand with the Lord. You know, like they'll say, oh, you know, take a knee for all the black people getting shot down. Nah, we ain't taking a knee, man. We're not taking a seat. We're standing upon our feet, and we're really making a stand. We're making a stand against all wickedness and all evil. It says, draw out also the spear and stop the way against them that persecute me. Say unto my soul, I am thy salvation. Let them be confounded and put to shame that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back and brought to confusion that divides my hurt. And the Lord said in Revelation 11, if any man hurt the two witnesses, the elect, right, the chosen, the true martyrs, the ones that are truly dying every day, sacrificing and willing to lay down their life for the Lord, the martyrs, man, the witnesses. And see, the thing is about a witness is that the ones that are guilty and basically on the judgment seat, they're trying any way they can to shut the mouth of the witness. You know, certain times they'll try to make an attempt on the witness's life. See how much more in this truth. You know, me and the brother was on the raw. We was doing we was going into the Herodians. We was touching up on the Herodians, and that's mentioned in the Gospels. And the Herodians were basically supporters of the Herodian dynasty. Who was Herod? Herod was a Ter. Herod was an Edomite. You see, which you have a whole lot of Edomites and you have a whole lot of tares, false prophets, men, krypton and ways that they don't support the truth. They just use the truth for their own gain, their own reasons, because there's power when it comes to this word. But they really support this world, you see, and that's why. And matter of fact, I was meditating on this as well. Spirit just came to me, but Yahushua had made a really heavy point, and this is basically what got him crucified. You know, this is when he said this parable, this is basically what got him murdered and crucified by our people. This was like the last straw, you see. So this is Mark 14 in verse 55. And the chief priests and all the council sought for witness against Yahushua to put him to death, and found none. For many bare false witness against him, but their witness agreed not together. See, they was confused. Didn't have all their answers straight. One was saying this, one was saying the other thing. There was all kind of different stories. See? Because they was confused. They was of the house of Satan divided. It says, but their witness agreed not together. You see? Because it was all fake. It was all off and wrong. False witnesses. It says, and there arose certain and bare false witness against him, saying, verse 58, we heard him say, I will destroy this temple that is made with hands. And within 3 days I will build another made without hands. You see? And thing is with the chief priests and all these wicked elders and Pharisees and people of the world, all they cared about is what they made with their hands. They was deep into idolatry. But having Yahushua right in front of them, they understood it not, but despised Yahushua. They hated him. They bared false witness against him. And they was defending the world. They was defending things made with their hands as a temple, right? It says, but neither so did their witness agree together. And the high priest stood up in the midst and asked Yahushua, saying, answerest thou nothing? What is it which these witness against thee? You see? And the reason why Yahushua wasn't answering them is because he had nothing to say to them. He knew that Yahushua knew that his word had no place in them. So it would be wasting time and wasting breath by trying to explain to them. And that's times in for a lot of you guys in this truth. You see? Psalms 35 and 5. Let them be as chaff before the wind, and let the angel of the Lord chase them. Let their way be dark and slippery, and let the angel of Yahweh persecute them. So Yahushua is persecuting, right, the wicked. He's chasing them. You see? That's why guys got this like scary, fearful, unbelieving spirit, worrying, confused, uncertain sound on the trumpet, the way they're sounding, the way they're speaking, the way they're teaching. It says, for without cause have they hid for me their net in a pit, which without cause they have digged for my soul. And that's what guys have done. They've tried to set up a trap for the righteous, but guess what? They did all that hard work, all that labor, all that trying to make a good pit and put a net over it and trap. Their wicked ass gonna fall into it because they don't know where they're going. Because their way is dark. They don't know. They're blind. They don't have the light. Verse 8, let destruction come upon him at unawares, and let his net that he hath hid catch himself into that very destruction. Let him fall. You see? And we're with the Lord. We're with the Lord in every single aspect of this truth, man. And we hate our life. We hate this world. We hate this. We don't care. We have no reputation. But guess what? We have a reputation with the Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, and that's what counts. That's what matters, really. All right, John 2 and 18. Then answered the Jews and said unto him, what sign showest thou unto us, seeing that thou doest these things? Yahushua answered and said unto them, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. Then said the Jews, 46 years was this temple in building, and wilt thou rear it up in 3 days? See, they was looking at it carnally. You see? But he was talking about his body. He was talking about himself. Like the Lord said in Corinthians, which temple ye are, where the Spirit of the Lord dwells. But the Lord, he's about to make a better temple in 3 days. Because 3 days to the Lord is as 1,000 years to man. You see? So time is totally different with the Lord, the Heavenly Father. It says, but he spake of the temple of his body. That's right. When therefore he was risen from the dead, his disciples remembered that he had said this unto them, and they believed the scripture and the word which Yahushua had said. And the brothers going in the other night on the takeover, and they made a heavy point going into John, going into how Yahushua made a blind man able to see again. And that's what we're able to do too with having this light, this word, this vision. We're able to open eyes of the blind. The Lord gave us that power as well. And see, in order to tell a lie or speak lies, you need to know the truth, not say the truth. And the thing is about these Pharisees, which I'm about to get this in John 9, is that they could see Yahushua. They knew that he was, he wasn't regular. He was irregular. He was special. He was, he was not of this world. That's why you had one of the Herodian disciples come to Yahushua and said, Master, we know that thou teachest the way of God and carest not for man. Right. So they knew, they was aware of who Yahushua was. Also, like in these days, people we have a certain awareness of who the Lord is really dealing with. You see, who he truly sent. But they despise the prophets. They mock the prophets. They hate them. They hide their face from them. They disregard them. They ignore. You see, act like they don't even exist, just like us. John 9 in verse 22 says, John 9:22. These words spake his parents, right? The parents of the son that was healed of his blindness. It says, because they feared the Jews. See, they feared man. They feared these wolves. It says, for the Jews had agreed already that if any man did confess that he was Yahushua, the anointed one, he should be put out of the synagogue. So that's why I love our people. They're like in the closet Israelites. They're not wholeheartedly confessing Yahushua openly. They're ashamed of the gospel because they don't want to be put out of a camp, put out of a synagogue, or to be evil spoken of. But in order to be in the way of truth, in the straight gate, you have to be evil spoken of. You see how it all ties in? Because the vast majority of these camps and synagogues and temples and groups have been compromised, Satan has entered in. See? Verse 23, therefore said his parents, he is of age, ask him. Then again called they the man that was blind, and said unto him, give God the praise. We know that this man is a sinner. See, so their God is the God of this world, and that's why they're blinded. 2 Corinthians 4:4, the God of this world is blind their eyes. You see? So see how deceitful, see, they have a form of godliness. It said, give God the praise. But what God are you talking about? What power are you talking about? Because just like there's power on the right-hand side, there's power on the left-hand side. You have Dathan with his freaking Harry Potter, freaking wand. Well, the magicians in Egypt, they could make their staff a serpent just like Moses could. But Moses consumed and ate theirs up. Even though they had two serpents, Moses, one serpent, ate theirs up. You see, because the right-hand side power is more powerful. It says, he answered and said, whether he be a sinner or no, I know not. One thing I know, that whereas I was blind, now I see. So he bared true witness. He's like, I ain't gonna lie and trim my way to seek love and how I respect a person just because they don't like him. I'm gonna say the truth. Verse 26, then said they to him again, what did he to thee? How opened he thine eyes? He answered them, I have told you already, and ye did not hear. See, they can't hear. They're deaf too. Wherefore would ye hear again? Will ye also be his disciples? Right? Are you going to literally, are you going to receive it? Are you going to be a disciple of him? Then they reviled him and said, thou art his disciple. We are Moses' disciples. Right? But see, Moses was in the grave. You see? And that's what our people do. They made a covenant with death. You see? They don't like those that are being brought to life now are living in their face. We know that God spake unto Moses. As for this fellow, we know not from whence he is. And they were talking about Yahushua. Acts 8:1. And Saul was consenting unto his death. And at that time there was a great persecution against the church which was at Jerusalem. And they were all scattered abroad throughout the regions of Judea and Samaria except the apostles. And devout men carried Stephen to his burial and made great lamentation over him. And as for Saul, he made havoc of the church, entering into every house and hailing men and women, committed them into prison, right? And, you know, you're going to have these certain men, as Saul, when he was persecuting the church zealously, in this truth, that know that the Israelites come against the true man of the Lord, that the true church, because we are the church, the true believers. And you're going to have some, the Lord's going to open up their eyes, you know, he's going to have to humble them off their high horse. But some, he's just going to keep them that way, you know, until they be destroyed by the Lord. Therefore, they that were scattered abroad went everywhere preaching the word, right? So the Lord, when he sent out his men, he sent them out by twos. He didn't send them out all together. That's a waste of time. You know, you're going to have guys just standing around being lukewarm and idle, you see? And not really learning, because the best way to learn is when you gain experience and you go through trials, you know, then you really learn from things. When you have understanding of it, when you've been through it, you know, that's why the Lord says, let every man seek his own salvation. You know, matter of fact, own work. When you go to basically, you have to prove your own self. 2 Corinthians 2 and 15 says, study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. But shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodliness. And there's another one too, basically, here's right here, Galatians 6 and 4. It says, but let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone and not in another, right? For every man shall bear his own burden, right? And that's why the Lord said when he was washing the disciples' feet, he said, happy are ye if ye know these things and ye do them, you see? Jeremiah 12 and 1, righteous art thou, O Lord, when I plead with thee, yet let me talk with thee of thy judgments. You know, and it's heavy too, because, you know, sometimes, you know, there might be a little mishap in the technology and the producing of the videos, and, you know, you might not be able to hear us completely well, you know, and we'll repent, you know, we'll fix that, obviously, you know, we'll take it down, fix it. But, you know, there's certain guys always come to the comment, I can't really understand you, man. Well, the Lord, he doesn't want everybody to understand. Because I listen to a video, man, I can hear the brother perfectly, man. See, the instrumental is just something, you know, just kind of, you know, we're salt, you know, we're creative, you know, we're from the Creator, so we have a creative bone in our body. But a lot of guys, you don't have any creativity. All you care is that your face is right smack dab in the camera, and just listen to you know. Jeremiah 12, you know, and it's heavy too, because guys will go live every day, but they're dead. They're full of dead men's bones. Jeremiah 12, and it's heavy too, because the Lord said in Matthew 23, and those that walk over these graves, and they're not even aware. They're not even aware that they're dead. Oh no, he's in the truth. Yeah, he's a up and coming elder. He's a this, he's a that. Giving them all these big names, you know. Jeremiah 12 and 1, wherefore doth the way of the wicked prosper? Wherefore are all they happy that deal very treacherously? Because this is their hour, man. This is the hour of their darkness, man. But after this hour, man, it's over for them, man. Thou hast planted them, yeah, they have taken root. They grow, yeah, they bring forth fruit. Thou art near in their mouth and far from their reigns. You see, so they have a good talk, but the Lord said they're far from their reins, and your reins is your inmost mind. You see, so they don't really have Yahushua really flowing through them. It says, but thou, O Lord, knowest me, thou hast seen me, and tried mine heart toward thee. Pull them out like sheep for the slaughter, and prepare them for the day of slaughter. So amongst this great slaughter the Lord is going to bring upon the earth, he's not only going to slaughter Esau, all right? He's also going to slaughter all you hypocritical men, you hypocrites. You see? Matthew 21 and 31 says, whether of them twain did the will of his father? They said unto him, the first. Yahushua saith unto them, verily I say unto you, that the publicans and the harlots go into the kingdom of God before you. Because the thing is with these harlots and publicans, they didn't fully follow the Lord, no, but when they heard the word, when they saw it, they didn't despise it and bear false witness. They just said, yeah, that's the truth. They believed it. They owned up. They owned up to what they were. Yeah, I'm a harlot. Yeah, I know it's not really right, but I'm a harlot. But the thing is with the hypocrites and these Pharisees, they thought real quick, let's go to John 9, because they thought they had no sin. Therefore, their sin remained. Their transgression of the law, they're transgressing against Yahushua, the word. John 9 and (32) says, since the world began, was it not heard that any man opened the eyes of one that was born blind? If this man were not of God, he could do nothing. And there's nothing you can do against the truth, but for the truth. It says, they answered and said unto him, thou wast altogether born in sins, and dost thou teach us? And they cast him out. You see, so that's really heavy, because here it is, Yahushua healed this blind man, right? He can now see. He can discern now. That's why instead of worshiping them and their false god and them, he was strong enough, he had the vision to not perish like them. He worshiped Yahushua. He was like, yeah, you're the son of God, man. But check this out. Let me read that again. The answer said unto him, thou wast altogether born in sins, and dost thou teach us? And they cast him out. But see, here it is, Yahushua. He was a man in whom was no sin, and they was what? They was hating on him. They said he had a devil. And the ones that Yahushua was healing, they cast them out too as evil. You see how it all ties in? Matthew 21 and verse 32. For John came unto you in the way of righteousness, and ye believed him not. But the publicans and the harlots believed him. And ye, when ye had seen it, repented not afterward, that ye might believe him. And all those, let's go to Ezra's, all the unbelieving. Let's go to Ezra's. 2nd Ezra's 15 and 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. And when you go to Revelation, also the unbelievers, and that word unbeliever is not able to be believed, unlikely to be true, and that's how they feel about the Lord and his men. But they're also gonna have their part in the lake of fire, and this is where they're gonna be destroyed. Revelation 21:8. But the fearful and unbelieving, and murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. You see? Psalm 73 and verse 15. I'm sorry, verse 13. Verily I have cleansed my heart in vain and washed my hands in innocency. For all the days long have I been plagued and chastened every morning, right? Because we suffer because of our sins. We know why we suffer. And on top of that too is our outward man perisheth daily. This is a corrupt body. This is a dying body. And we're also, it says all day plagued. We're not plagued in the mind though. We're plagued on the outside because all these demons and wicked, we're plagued. They plague us, Thorns in the flesh says, chasten every morning, right? Lord chasten those he loves. They go through tough things, right? Which someone that's carnal or doesn't know the spiritual things of how the Lord raises up men, they'll say, oh, see, he's a demon, he's a this. Says, if I say I will speak thus, behold, I should offend against the generation of thy children. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me until I went into the sanctuary of God, right? Until you really went in with the Lord. Then understood I their end. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou castest them down into destruction. How are they brought into desolation? As in a moment they are utterly consumed with terrors. So now we're understanding the end of all wickedness. Matthew 23 and 13 says, but woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men, for ye neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye them that are entering to go in. Right? So these guys are literally agents of this world, man, trying to stop you from basically breaking the matrix. And it says, for ye neither go in yourselves. And how Jake, like, oh, he was going in. Jake will have that salt that they'll be, he went in. He's going in. A lot of guys, you're not really going in when you bring out the scriptures. That's the only way you can bring out the scriptures in the gospel. If you have to go in. You have to go in all the way. Can't be partial. Have to be full. Luke 11:52. Woe unto you, lawyers, for ye have taken away the key of knowledge. Right. The basically what a key is a key is used to open door, right? Open locked doors to get in, to get through to the next place. And that's what they've done. They've taken away Yahushai. And when you look at that's why Lord called them a den of thieves, because when you think about thieves, right? They'll go to a bank, right? And they'll have a disguise on so no one can really see who they are. And what they'll say is, everyone down, don't look at me, give me your phone, give me your jewelry, give me your money, right? And then they try to make a runaway, but 10 out of 10, even if they might get a little far or they might get away for the moment, they're gonna get caught up. It's gonna catch up to them. That's to a lot of you guys, man. It's catching up to you. Matter of fact, shall not escape. So listen, man, the righteous, the humble, the poor, we're gonna inherit the earth, and that's why we don't have really a part in this world, okay? And that's why we can't really the Lord only gets us to a certain point where we can't really exceed in being blessed carnally in this world, because it'll basically, then the spirit can't really deal with us, you know what I'm saying? So count that as a blessing as well, in disguise. But we see where it's a blessing. Let me get this. In Ecclesiastes 16 and 13, the sinner shall not escape with his spoils. Woo. And the patience of the godly shall not be frustrated. So he's not frustrating our patience. We're suffering for a long period of time. Yeah, we're suffering because we're being afflicted, but it's not forever. You see, we're understanding their end. We're at their end. You see, he had a beep on that. Luke 11:52. Woe unto you, lawyers, for ye have taken away the key of knowledge. Ye enter not in yourselves, and them that were entering ye hindered. Entering in ye hindered. Let's get that word for hindered. And that's what is spoken of the straight gate. Oh, don't go that way, man. There's an easier way. Come follow me. It's way easier, man. We don't gotta go do all that and make channels over and over again and get strike down. Yeah, you guys are trimming your way to seek love and validation of this fucking destroyed demonic world. Saw I get wrong. Let me go to the interlinear. Right, so that word hindered in the Greek.
Strong's G 2967.
Yeah, and it means to withhold a thing from anyone. So yeah, guys, you're withholding the key. You're withholding, and the Lord said He's gonna put the key upon the house of David. So you're also withholding them from true men that really have the knowledge and have that pasture, that have Yahushai. Says to deny or refuse one a thing. You see, so a lot of you guys, you deny Yahushai by your works. You deny Him, but with your mouth you show much praise. Jeremiah 13:16. Give glory to the Lord. I'm sorry, verse 15. Hear ye and give ear. Be not proud, for the Lord hath spoken. Give glory to the Lord your God, before He caused darkness, and before your feet stumble upon the dark mountains, and while ye look for light, and He turn into the shadow of death, and make it gross darkness. And we're at a point where it's just gross darkness to people. And a lot of our people in this truth, they love darkness. They love keeping things hidden that need to be brought to light. They love darkness rather than light, and that's the condemnation. And what the Lord say, if He tells you something in darkness, you're supposed to preach on the housetops. See, you got guys that know. See, and that's why it sent you guys, because to him that knows to do good and doeth it not, him it is sin. Your sin remaineth. Proverbs 4:19. The way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble. And they're literally stumbling at the thing that they never expected they would stumble at. They're stumbling at the word. They do err knowing not the scriptures. You see? And they're so proud and arrogant that we know everything. We know absolutely everything. You see? But then they don't know who the Lord truly sent. It's heavy, man. It says they know not at what they stumble. You see? My son, attend to my words, incline thy ear unto my sayings. Let them not depart from thine eyes, keep them in the midst of thine heart. You see, and that's why Yahushua said He's in the midst. But a lot of guys, they've allowed the word and Yahushua to depart, you see, for things that they can see, feel, and touch, the carnal senses. 1 Thessalonians 4:1. Furthermore, then we beseech you, brethren, and exhort you by the Lord Yahushua, that as ye have received of us how ye ought to walk and to please God, so ye would abound more and more. For ye know what commandments we gave you by the Lord Yahushua. For this is the will of power, even your sanctification, that ye should abstain from fornication, that every one of you should know how to possess his vessel in sanctification and honor, not in the lust of concupiscence, even as the Gentiles which know not God. So the wicked of our people, they're just like the heathens. They don't know the Most High. It says that no man go beyond and defraud his brother in any matter, because that the Lord is the avenger of all such, as we also have forewarned you and testified. And the Lord said it's not what enters into a man that defiles him, but what comes out of him, what you say, what you speak. You see? Because by your words you be justified, by your words you be condemned. Psalms 35:22. This thou hast seen, O Lord. Keep not silence, O Lord. Be not far from me. And Lord, He doesn't keep silence by what? He always has something for us to say. He keeps our mouth filled. Like Jeremiah said, I couldn't keep shut. It was like a burning fire in my bones. It says, this, verse 23, stir up thyself. And the Lord said he's going to cause the innocent to stir up themselves against the hypocrites. So stir up thyself and awake to my judgment, even unto my cause, my power, and my Lord. Judge me, O Lord, my God, according to thy righteousness, and let them not rejoice over me. Let them not say in their hearts, so what we have it. Let them not say we have swallowed him up. And that's what they want. Just like, because a lot of guys, they've been swallowed up in this world, man. The famous, number 16. And they want us to be swallowed up with them. You know, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna avoid them. You see? 26, let them be ashamed and brought to confusion together that rejoice at mine hurt. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor that magnify themselves against me. Let them shout for joy and be glad that favor my righteous cause. Yeah, let them say continue, let the Lord be magnified, which hath pleasure in the prosperity of his servant. And my tongue shall speak of thy righteousness and of thy praise all the day long. You see? And things with the chief priests and all them wicked corrupted elders, they rebuked Yahushua, saying, tell them babes to start praising the Lord. You see, they didn't like that. They don't like the praises of the Lord. They like the praises of men. You see, and all you guys that don't really understand what's going on, there's a reason you don't understand why it's really going on, because you're not in the spirit, and the Lord doesn't want you to understand. For he has blinded your eyes and made your ears fat, that hearing you won't hear and seeing you will not see. See, that the Lord should heal you. The Lord doesn't want to heal everybody, only the ones that he is worthy to be healed. You see, all praise, glory, honor, and fear, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim Kakadash. Destruction, demise of all the anti-Yahweh Shais. All you wicked Pharisees and scribes. Salutations to your election, the house of David. Shalom.